Hello, I'm Howie Shareff, and welcome to another show from You Call This Yoga, an educational nonprofit organization. Today we will explore chair yoga to reduce hand, arm, and shoulder tension, all while seated. It's all connected. If you have your hands in some compromised position, it will translate up the arms into the shoulder area, the neck, and even potentially down into your back. Let's begin in mountain pose. The feet are what I would call 2 fists apart, as well as the knees. Heels are under the knees. I'm sitting up, and I'm also using a pillow to guide my positioning with my back. I'm not leaning into the pillow, but using it as a reference to sit upward. I've also got the pillow positioned above my waist so that my bottom can push back underneath the pillow. Then my shoulder blades can rest onto the pillow, draping over my back ribs. Take a moment to gather a pillow if possible, and then come on back and we'll continue. I consider the hands the tail that wags the dog. The hand is the tail, the shoulder, neck, and head are like the dog. If your hands are in towards the middle of your body, the elbows go outward, and that causes some contraction of the muscles up by the neck to help stabilize the head. That's why lots of people have neck tension here from crunching over. I'll invite you to reestablish your alignment so that your spine projects up towards the sky. You have a stable base in mountain pose. Then let's take a deep breath in and let it all out. Try one more through the nose if you breathe through the mouth. Good. The next time, when you inhale, press the feet firmly to the floor. Lift the chest and drop the shoulder blades against your pillow. And then exhale, relax them. Consider practicing this subtle but significant pattern. Establishing the feet, having some back support, resting the hands. Now about those hands. I encourage you to notice if the hands are on the outside of the thigh or on the inside of the thigh. That's a big difference to begin with. For our class, keep the hands on the outside. Tuck the elbows into your ribs. You can't tickle yourself. Even your funny bone won't be laughing. Then let's start to warm up the hands. Consider just picking the hands up, turning the palms upward, and noticing the position. Keep the elbows by the ribs. Does one hand rotate out more than the other? Seems pretty similar for me, but I've been working on this for a long time. Good. Then let's move towards warming up the hands. I'm going to show my palms to you and invite you to inhale and separate all the fingers and then close them as you exhale. Go very slowly. Spread wide. Notice any tension or limits in your movements. Keep breathing. Inhale to open and exhale to close. Couple more. Good. Shake it out. Settle for a moment. Moving forward to spider push-ups. I keep my elbows tucked by my ribs. Bring the fingertips together. Drop the shoulder blades and lift the chest. Then bring all the palms together, finger pads and fingertips. On the inhale, I'm going to separate the base of the hands, then the fingers, and come up to fingertip. Then on the exhale, slowly close one segment of the fingers at a time, down to the finger pads, pressing them as I exhale, pressing the palm and thumb pad as I finish the exhale. Slowly pressing the feet, extending the spine upward. I'm going to open the space with the hands, coming to fingertips, and then exhale, slowly closing. Do you notice if there's a difference in the pressure from fingertip to fingertip? You can look at your hands. Keep the elbows cinched by your sides. Breathing with each pose. Opening with the inhale. Closing with the exhale. One more. Finish, shake it out. Settle for a moment. Check your mountain. I'm big on that mountain. Drop the shoulder blades. Beautiful. Let's continue with the wrists. Lifting the palms to face you. We're just going to wave a little bit. Wave. And just notice your range of motion. Does one hand have a little more freedom than the other? We often sit holding electronic devices or grabbing other items, and we have our elbows out and our hands in. That puts a lot of pressure on the wrists. Here we're just going to loosen them up. Keep breathing. Keep those elbows tucked. One more. Good. Settle for a moment. Next, we're going to build a little bit more work into the arms. What we'll do is rotate the forearms using support of the other hand. I'll start with my right hand. Just turn the palm up. Just notice if I can really flatten the palm facing the ceiling. Turn it back and rest. Then the other side. Does it flow more easily or not? So let's just practice opening, closing, opening, closing. And focus on keeping the elbows in and drawing the hands just a little bit further away from center. Keep going. Eventually, the hands will wind up on the outside of the thighs. One more on each side. Good. Now that we've warmed it up, we can take it a little deeper. Keep the elbows tucked. On the inhale, roll the wrists, open it up. Exhale, turn it down. Opening on the inhale, exhaling and closing. Continue. Keep breathing. Two more. One more. Beautiful. And rest with the arms tucked by your side, hands on the outside of your thighs. Now invite those shoulder blades down the back ribs again. Reestablish your mountain. Lovely. We'll start to incorporate support with another hand. When I inhale, I'm just going to open and just stay there. Then take the other hand and just keep it under the forearm and wrist. See when you inhale if you can rotate it open a tiny bit more without any strain or trauma. Exhale, release. Open it a little more. Bring it back. And do you notice if any sensations translate up the arm into your neck? When the palms are up, it invites the shoulder blades to drop down the back ribs. When the palm is down, it releases. This can be more obvious if the elbow is out. And notice, oh yes, I can bring the shoulder blade in. On the exhale, with the elbow out, the shoulder blade goes out. One more on this side. Good. And rest. Reestablish your mountain. For me, the left hand is up. I'm just going to notice my range of motion. Then I'll engage it with the other hand. And inhale, gently turn it outward. Exhale, release it. By having the elbow against my ribs, I'm stabilizing my shoulder so I'm not shouldering the load, having the tail wag this or not. How's the rain sound in the background? One more. And then rest. What would it feel like now if you sat with the palms up, tucked a shoulder blade behind you, and breathed for a moment? And scoot forward. Make any adjustments that you need for your chair to have room for your elbows. Reestablish your mountain without the pillow. Beautiful. Then on the inhale, invite one shoulder up and then exhale, roll it back and down. It doesn't matter if it's left or right. Explore slowly. Keep the elbow tucked by your side. One more. What would happen if the elbow was out to the side? Like this? It narrows the range of motion. And it pushes the head of your humerus bone into your rotator cuff. Here it relaxes it into the center of the space. This is the neutral position. Let's go to the other side. Roll it up and back. The inhale gives the lift, the exhale the lower. I keep my thumbs resting on my thighs, the elbows near my ribs. Press the feet, engage the inner thighs to keep your body tall. One more. Good. Then let's do both since we've warmed up each. Bring it up and notice the difference from one side to the other. Keep those thumbs on the middle of your thighs. One more. Beautiful. Then we'll reverse direction using both shoulders. Lift and lower. Keep breathing. Wonderful. One more. And settle. Hear any good sounds in the movements? Then we're going to lift the shoulders on the inhale and just drag them down slowly on the exhale. Press the feet, engage your thighs. Lift the spine with the shoulders. Keep the spine tall. Exhale, bring it down. Continue. Up with the inhale, down with the exhale. Continue. One more. Lovely. And rest. Shake the hands out. Anything else that needs juicing in any way. We'll continue in warming up the shoulder blades, which supports a lot of muscles that connect to the shoulders. Consider bending your elbows, floating your fingertips up to that spider push-up position. Keep the wrists soft. There's a difference between a soft wrist and a tight bent wrist. We'll explore. On the inhale, separate the hands, bring the chest forward, and open the heart. And just glance down. Are your fingers reaching behind you, or are you able to keep the elbows down and the fingertips up? And then close. Let's do that several times. Start with one arm. Breathe it open. Close on the exhale. Let's switch sides. Does it feel as if one shifts differently than the other? Let's compare. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Press the feet, engage the thighs, and lift the spine. Exhale, release it. Do you feel your back moving against your pillow or support if it's still there? One more. Beautiful. And rest. Reestablish your mountain. We'll add on. Hands together, soft wrists. On the inhale, we'll open. And exhale, draw the shoulder blades together and attempt to lift both arms upward, making a large V. Notice that for a moment, and then finish the breathing cycle, come back. Then we'll go to one arm. Inhale, open, and exhale, complete, and finish and return. Inhale, exhale, return. Two more. Notice how one side is moving. Keep breathing. Finish and rest. Switch sides. I have a lot of neck and shoulder issues, so I suspect that I have a different range of motion, and that's okay. One more. Good. Settle. Shake it out. Great. Now let's do both sides. Inhale and open. Engage the shoulder blades in the middle of your back and float the arms long and tall up to the ceiling. Finish and bring them back. Inhale. Exhale. Return. Two more. Let it out. And bring it back and rest. We'll take a little break in terms of loosening up the whole body with cow and cat, and then return back to our focus of the arms. With cow and cat, we're extending upward on the inhale into cow, draping the shoulder blades over the back ribs. And here, on the exhale, I'm going to bring my elbows out, press my inner thighs inward, and round my back and drop my chin. Then notice my elbows round back and draw back behind me as I inhale. And then I'll press my thighs round my back, belly underneath, and tuck my chin. I'll turn sideways for a different view. I'm inhaling and extending, and then exhaling and rounding. Breathing upward with the breath as I inhale, exhaling downward. 2 more. Keep engagement of the hands against your thighs for stability. Come on up to mountain and rest. Beautiful. Continuing, we'll move to a shoulder flow, and if you email me, I could send you a chart of this pattern. Start with hands to heart, soft wrists, sitting up in mountain. Then with the inhale, I'll sweep down and low, gather the space, my palms facing inward. Exhaling out to a T at heart level. Inhaling, the wrists go down low, the chest comes up. Exhale, I'm rounding the back, bringing the hands together in front and tucking the chin. I'm going to inhale up and bring the wrists back. And then exhale, bring the sides of the pinkies, palms, forearms, and elbows together, and then back to heart. We'll do a few of those. Inhaling and sweeping, gathering, staying tall. Exhaling, opening up. Keep the shoulder blades drawn together. Inhale, tail and wrists back. Exhale, like cat, round the back, palms together, tuck the chin. Inhale, sit up like mountain and bring the wrists back to the ribs. Exhale, slowly, keep it low, sides of the pinkies, palms, forearms, and potentially elbows as you lift, and back to heart. 2 more. Sweep it up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring it back, chest up. Exhale, bring them forward, chest down. Inhale, palms up, wrists back. Drape the shoulder blades. Exhale, pinkies, palms, forearms, elbows, and back to heart. 1 more. Stay tall. Breathe fully. Shoulder blades engaged. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, arms forward. Inhale, palms up, and bring it back. Exhale, pinkies, palms, forearms, elbows, and back to heart. Wonderful. Shake it out. There are different poses that we use the arms and shoulders for support. Plank or push-ups can be part of that. Now that the arms are loose, we'll imagine plank. What I'd like you to do is to have the palms up. Inhale, bring the elbows back. Turn the palms away from you. Exhale, push the space in front of you. Keep the shoulder blades engaged. Inhale, bring it back. Sit up. Exhale, keep the shoulder blades push. Bring it back. Stay tall. Push. Keep the shoulder blades engaged. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, push it forward. 2 more. Bring it back. Exhale, push it forward. 1 more. Bring it back. Exhale, push it forward. Shake it out. All right, we're going to finish up with just a little bit of stretching. There's opposites of poses. The first one will be eagle, and then the second will be arms behind the back. Personally, I have a challenge with eagle, so I'll give you my adapted version. Eagle arms involve wrapping the forearms around each other and bringing the palms together. Fingertips too. For me, I don't get that far. So I just do the best I can. You too. So let's bend the elbows. Inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, rotate the arms so that the palms face each other. Press the palms together. Good. Stay here and keep lifting the spine, drawing the palms together. One more breath. Good. And then release and lower. Again, the same pairing. Lift, turn the palms inward, press the fingers and palms towards each other. Try to point the fingers up to the ceiling. Notice your limitations, if any. One more breath. Beautiful. Release. See if you can remember which side was in front. You want to check? Good. Then let's come up again and switch sides. Does that feel differently? Yes. For me it sure does. Then let's hold the pose and breathe. Notice the tension that may exist in your arms from the inside of your shoulder blade, over the shoulder, down to the fingertips. Avoid bending the wrists. One more breath. Beautiful. And release. Shake it out. Sometimes when I'm sitting at a desk, I lean forward. Does that ever happen to you? The alternative for me at times, and I'll turn sideways, is to just take my arm and tuck it behind me and lift my back ribs and square up my chest. Notice how that may feel in your shoulder. If you have any discomfort, back off. Just having the arm out and then in. Good. Let's go to the other side. Up tall, arm out, bring it behind you along your waistband. Breathe a little bit on this side. One more breath. Good. Then release it. And then consider both arms behind you. Let's come out, bend the elbows, bring them behind, clasp the forearms, lift the back ribs, breathe a couple of breaths. Notice the stacking, reverse the stacking of the arms, a couple of breaths. Beautiful. Release it out. Then come back. You might use your pillow if you shared it. Let's return to mountain. Cinch the elbows in. Consider the palms turned upward. Drop the shoulder blades over your support. And just take a few breaths to settle and complete your practice. I look forward to practicing further with you in the future. Visit our website, youcallthisyoga.org, for articles, videos, and other information related to our classes and events. Thank you for sharing your time. Namaste.